Viewers, we get you more breaking news on this entire controversy that's now arisen over the human corridor that Russia said is going to give out in Mariupol and other cities. Now, this is a picture, viewers, that has emerged from Mariupol in which people can be seen. They are trying to leave the city through a humanitarian corridor. However, the Ukrainian authorities have now said evacuation has been postponed. The other city where Russia had said this could happen was Volnovakha. I want to go across to Priyanka joining us from the Bombay newsroom. Priyanka, it's very evident that even as this humanitarian corridor is something that Russia says and claims they've begun, on the other side, the Ukrainian authorities are now saying that it's been violated and therefore there's going to be no ceasefire. There has been no ceasefire.
Well, that being said, be that as it may, we see the visuals on our screens, rhythm of civilians, in fact, who have been thronging the railway stations and places where they can, in fact, safely evacuate. This is one such place where from Mariupol, a green corridor that had been promised by Russia. And this is, remember, in the Donetsk Oblast region where two of the places where Mariupol and in fact had been decided upon for a green corridor. But we have seen how the back and forth that has gone on between Russia and Ukraine. And now, of course, we have to take it with a pinch of salt with the kind of statements that are coming out from Ukrainian officials as well, where they are claiming that there is a ceasefire violation, which is why the evacuation of the civilians, in fact, cannot be made possible. And whereas on the other side, we have Russian troops and Russian officials, in fact, claiming that there is a clear green corridor that has been made for the civilians for their evacuation. But of course, we will have to stay with the pictures because that is all we can talk about right now, which is happening on the ground. This is about the civilians, the people who are trying to safely evacuate from the war-ridden country of Ukraine, even as the statements, the war of words really, between Ukraine and Russia continue right before the third round of the peace talks that is all set to take place between the delegation of Ukraine and Russia, where, of course, according to multiple reports, there might be several agreements that both the delegations might be reaching towards. But the latest one, the most important one, is that of the humanitarian corridor. Even after the second round of peace talks, rhythm, remember, the Ukrainian delegation had claimed that they were not able to achieve everything that they had set out to achieve. However, a humanitarian corridor was something that was promised. Now, also remember, just a few hours back, the President Zelensky had also stated that the next 24 hours are going to be crucial to find out if Russia really walks the talk of the humanitarian corridor to be created in the Donetsk Oblast region, rhythm.
Absolutely. And Priyanka, as I thank you for giving us that update, we clearly need to get a sense of whether this humanitarian corridor has worked, whether the evacuations and whether the negotiations in round 3 are going to be hindering on this.